Honorable Dante Marcoleta.
Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair. 8 oras na po akong nakaupo rito. Hindi naman po ako nagko-complain sapagkat si Ginoong Carlo Katigbak, kaya natin pare-pareho lang naman po kaming 8 oras na nakaupo dito. Siguro po, Mr. Chair, ang bentaha ko lang, sapagkat ako ay nasa huli na ng pagsasalita, ay maaaring yung sasabihin ko, mga pagtatanong, will probably create more lasting impressions. Ang isa pa po, narinig ko po yung mga ibang interpellation ng mga kasama natin dito, positive and negative. So, mas marami po akong napulot na maaaring i-clarify sa ating mga panauhin na taga ABS-CBN at saka yung iba pa na nasa Zoom. Kanina po, narinig ko po yung mga hinanakit ng aking mga kasama rito na isa-isang nag-testify. Kinatawan Janet Garin, kinatawan Bambol Tolentino, Mike Defensor, Boying Rimulya, PD Barsaga, at saka ang ating minority leader, Benny Abante. Masasabi po ba natin, Mr. Carlo Katigbak, na yung kani-kanilang mga hinaing at mga hinanakit kanina ay valid?
Valid naman po.
Salamat po. Yung pong kay kinatawan Janet Garin, she was almost emotional when she was trying to point out a particular incident where she said that the TV Patrol interview never happened. She said it did not exist. She was at the sickbed of her father. And in denying that that incident ever happened, she even swore upon the grave of his father. Ang sabi po niya, mayroong isang portion doon na in-splice yung content. May I ask the head of the news department, is splicing the content a standard practice in your news department?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Your Honor. Ang nangyari po sa interview...
Madam, the question is answerable by yes or no. Is splicing the content a standard procedure being adopted in the news department of ABS-CBN?
It is not standard for us to splice, to maliciously mislead, Your Honor.
You are saying that the good congresswoman is telling a lie.
I am saying, Your Honor, that the soundbite was shortened, but there was a basis for that.
She swore upon the grave of her father that that particular interview never happened.
The interview happened over DCMM, Your Honor.
Precisely. But what was shown was the interview in TV Patrol, which she denies. So, maliwanag po na in-splice ninyo. At malinaw talaga, nakita rin namin. Huwag kayong mag-alala pa, pakukuha din natin yon. At siguro lalo nating malilinawan yon. Ang sinasabi lang natin dito, sana magpakatapat na kayo. Mulat-mula pa kasi sinasabi na namin ito. Kung hindi po standard ang splicing ng content, sinasabi po ninyo nagsisinungaling ang aming kasama rito. Is that you were trying to imply?
Your Honor. Hindi po, Your Honor.
Oh,
sinasabi ko lang po, ine-edit po namin ng mga video at sound bites, pero hindi po para mag-sinungaling o mag-mislead. sa aming storya.
May I repeat that? That particular interview never existed according to her. Pinipilit nyo, it existed, and you edited the content. Either you are implying that the good congresswoman is lying, or you are thinking of something else.
No, Your Honor. Ang practice po kasi, minsan nag-i-interview po kami sa ibang platforms and then gagamitin po yon sa mas maikling version sa ibang programa. Yun po ang nangyayari doon.
But if the motivation is to deceive the public into believing that she did apologize to a particular organization na hindi naman talaga nangyari, ang biktima rito yung publiko. She was at the sick bed of her father. Nakita niya yon. Masakit, hindi ba? Ito yung pinag-uusapan natin. And then, kanina, sinasabi ninyo na meron kayong code of ethics. Meron kayong strict ethical guidelines. At ang sinabi mo pa nga, isinasabuhay ng mga reporters at mga journalist ang inyong code of ethics, ganun din yung KBP broadcast code. Tama po?
Opo.
Alam niyo ba na habang ginaganap natin ang pagdinig dito sa kapulungan ito, I can remember, I think that's the first week of June, when one of your reporters texted me twice. Initially, I was unable to answer him sapagkat alam naman ninyo ang trabaho rito, kasagsagan. Until I finally responded to his text messages. He was asking me to clarify and reconcile some of those things that he wanted me to clarify or reconcile. Sabi ko sa kanya sa text messages, baka mas maganda sana kung sa house na lang kung available. Chinek niya, the house is not available because at that time, binabawal na because of physical distancing. Okay, sabi niya, by text messages again, pwede ho ba kayo sa Zoom? Sabi ko, okay lang sa akin yan. Did you know that the only condition I ask of him is that dapat meron na sanang ibang mga reporters din sa ibang networks because I recall that some of them also asked for an interview and I was not able to comply. Sabi naman niya, okay po, so we will schedule a Zoom conference by tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning, and he will text me the link. Siguro yan mga between 4 o'clock to 4:30 ng hapon. At about 7 o'clock in the evening, ayun, pumitada na siya. At ang sinasabi pa niya doon, parang ako pang may kasalanan na matagal na raw niya akong kinokontak, ayaw ko naman daw sumagot at ang gusto ko pa raw kinabukasan. Eh sino ba yung nagpilit na makipag-zoom sa akin, hindi ba siya? He practically suppressed that information na siya ang nag-alok sa akin na mag-zoom kami. At pumayag naman ako, believing that that is the best way to reconcile those things. Ganun pa man, bumanat na siya ng alas 7, was still waiting na baka naman matuloy pa yung 10:30 namin. Naghihintay ako. At 9 o'clock, nag-text siya sa akin. Nagsosorry, sabi niya, as after conferring with my bosses, sabi niya, hindi pala pwede kanya na makipag-zoom ako at saka yung ibang network sa mga politiko. Can you imagine? Alam mo ba, ang ginawa ko kauna-unahang pagkakataon is to reproduce those text messages. At yung umaga na yon, binigyan ko ng kopya si Mr. Carlo Katigbak. And to his credit, He apologized to me, believing that he will ask. Sinabi naman niya, hayaan niyo po pagsasabihan ko. Ang kinausap ko po is the President and CEO of ABS-CBN. Wala naman sigurong duda na gagawa niya ng paraan yun. Alam ba niyo yung nangyari kinagabihan? Dinoble niya ulit. Kasama po yung isang angkor ninyo na tagabasa ng balita. At lalong naggrabe. Pinalilitaw nila na sa screen, doon sila marunong eh. Pinalilitaw nila that there were 5 franchise bills na ako ang principal author. Bago pa nangyari yun eh, nag-usap na sila ng aking chief of staff eh. Ang sabi ng aking chief of staff, to my recollection, sabi niya, wala pa kaming, kasi ang salita niya, pangunahing may akda, the principal author. Meron po akong kopya ng certification ng House of Representatives. Kung interesado po kayo, bibigyan ko po kayo ng kopya. Totoo po yun. Wala po akong iniakda kahit anong prangkisa. Kung prangkisa lang ang pag-uusapan. Nangyayari po na kung minsan ang pangalan ng bawat isa sa amin ay hahalo na parang co-authors. Kung minsan po consolidated po yun, somebody will move that all members present or the members of the franchise committee be made co-authors of this bill. Something that we cannot control. Ang ginawa niya sana, pumunta siya rito sa House of Representatives, kumuha ng certification. Alam po ninyo ang pinakamabuting ebidensya doon, yung initiatory bill. Kasi nakapirma po yun. May pirma ako doon kung sakasakali. Kung sakaling nirefile ng ibang kasama namin, makikita pa ninyo yung original kung sino naman yung nag-file nung una. Yun lang naman po ang pwedeng gawin niya. Ginawa po ba niya yun? Hindi. Ano po ba yung motive niya? Kasi po kasama ho ako rito na nire-revisa natin ang inyong prangkisa para siguro sa kanya nakagagawa siya ng mabuti para sa ABS-CBN. Kaya niya ginawa yun. Ngayon, ang sabi niyo kanina, kayo ay merong code of ethics at saka strict ethical guidelines. Bakit hindi po niya sinabi sa inyo na siya mismong nag-alok sa akin na mag-zoom kami at ako naman ay pumayag? Pagkatapos babaligtarin niya na matagal na raw akong kinakausap, eh ang gusto ko pa raw yung araw ng kinabukasan. Para bang ako pang may kasalanan. Inalok na nga po ako pang gagawing kasalanan. Tingnan po ninyo itong binasa ninyo kanina, Madam King Reyes. Yung slide number 9, ang sabi nyo rito, at the news division level, we have a standards and practices unit that likewise ensures our journalists adhere to our own code of ethics and observe the highest professional and ethical standards. Kabaligtaran po ito sa ginagawa ng inyong mga reporters. Ito pa po, just like those in government, journalists and the news media operate as trustees of the public. Tama naman sana yun As such, our first loyalty is to the citizens. Tama rin po yun. And our primary obligation is to the truth. Tama rin yun. We know that as we hold power to account, we ourselves are accountable to the public we serve. You pay lip service to this. Tinitwist po ninyo ang mga balita. Kayo ang gumagawa ng balita kahit na mali. Pagkatapos, 2 araw, pagkatapos na may ere yung ganong klaseng report. Kung babalikan mo yun, Ms. King Reyes, parang pinagsalikupan ako ng dalawa Yung isa yung angkor rin yung isa ron. Oh, hindi ba attorney? Sabi niya. Res ipsa loquitur. Ganon silang magsalita. Ano rin ang res ipsa loquitur? Nakita ba niya yung certification ng House of Representatives? Nagpapanggap pa kasing abogado yung isa, although itong reporter mo parang abogado yata talaga. Pero yung isang kasama niya, siya yung umaastang parang abogado. Ito po ang sinabi niyo after 2 days. Hindi ko nababanggitin ang pangalan. Before I hired X, I wasn't convinced he'd want to be a full-time journalist. He was already a lawyer then. He was young and promising, and a reporter's job didn't exactly pay well. I warned him that he must get used to the long, unrewarding hours, unscheduled events, chaotic days, sleepless nights, and have to train first, pound the beat, and work with demanding colleagues. 5 years later, he's proved to be one of our most reliable and thorough journalists. He has truly found this calling, and we're fortunate to have him among our ranks of fearless truth tellers. I'm proud of you, blah, blah, blah. Did you serve the public well in doing this? Is this the new service organization of ABS-CBN? Dahil ba kasama ako dito na nire-revisa natin ang prangkisa ninyo, ganun na lang ang pagtrato sa amin. Katulad po na sinabi ni Congresswoman Janet Garin, yung casualties po rito yung maliliit na tao Meron kayong pananagutan na paglingkuran ninyo sila. Sabi ninyo, totoo naman yun Paano po sila makapagdidesisyon sa buhay nila kung ang pinakakain nating balita sa kanila ay kabalintonaan, puro kabaligtaran? Ang totoo po niyan, habang tayo po ay nandito sa maraming araw na ginampanan natin ang ating tungkulin. Sa dami po siguro ng mga taong nagte-text sa akin, bakit po pagka ako nang nagsasalita, pinapatay na po yung mga, hindi po isa, hindi 10, hindi 100, sobra pa po roon. Pwede mo nang paniwalaan yun. Siguro kung 3 lang ang nagsasabi sa akin, pagka kayo na po nagsasalita, pinapatay na po nila yung, nung hindi pa po kayo na CDO. Ganun po talaga Pagkatapos sasabihin natin sa tao, paglilingkuran po natin sila ng totoo. Kabaligtaran po, Madam Ging Reyes. Do you want to react? Do you want to react?
May I, Your Honor?
Ms. Reyes.
Sir, Mr. Chair, that story was not about you personally, Your Honor. Our reporter deemed it newsworthy to look at the issue of the 50-year franchise duration. At doon lang po niya nakita yung legislative record na nandoon ang pangalan ninyo doon sa ilang franchise bills na nasa website naman po ng Kongreso. Yun lamang po ang kanyang motivation nung ginawa niya yung storya. Ngayon
Kaya
po,
niya ginawa yun sapagkat napipintungang pinagtatalunan natin dito ang proposition of whether or not we will still grant a fresh franchise to ABS-CBN. Kaya niya ginawa yun, hindi last year, hindi 2 years ago, hindi 5 years ago, sapagkat nakabinbin nga ang usapin ng prangkisa. So gusto niyang tingnan kung consistent ako sa aking advocacy, kaya niya ginawa yun. Ang problema lang, Ms. Ging Reyes, sana hindi sa website siya bumase muna. Yung website kasi kung minsan ina-update. Sabi ko nga sa iyo kanina, nagiging practice na kasi rito yung mga kasama namin, mag-move sila na the members present, kung minsan hindi mo naman maririnig yun, lalo na po kung dito na ginawa, tapos na po sa second reading, somebody will move that the members of the franchise committee be made authors or co-authors of this bill. Kung wala naman po ako ron, paano ko namang makukontrol yun? Kaya yun po ibig nating sabihin. Pero in the interest of fair reporting and honest reporting na sinasabi nyo, sinusunod ninyo ang inyong code of ethics, hindi mo mas maganda na pumunta siya sa aming index division dito. Makakakuha po siya eh. Yung pong initiatory bill ang sinasabi ko sa inyo na kung saan pipirma roon ang isang miyembro ng House of Representatives. Doon po niya matutukoy kung siya talaga ay principal sponsor.
May I respond?
Maano po ba yun? Masyado po bang malaking bagay para sa isang reporter para maging ganap na makatotohanan sa pagganap niya ng tungkulin? Kayo naman po eh. Napalusutan pa rin niya kayo. Kaya sasabihin ninyong, he has truly found this calling. And we are so fortunate to have him among our ranks of fearless truth tellers. Masakit po yun eh. Kayo po ba naniniwala that the freedom of speech or the press freedom is a monopoly of a broadcasting corporation?
No, Your Honor.
Tama. Kasi kahit na sino pong mamamayan, karapatan niya rin ang press freedom. Karapatan niya na makakita, makarinig ng balita na totoo, na tunay, na walang kasinungalingan. Ang pinag-uusapan po natin dito ay prangkisa ninyo eh. Sabi kanina nung isang kasama namin nagsalita, hindi naman daw kaugnay ng prangkisa ninyo. Nakalimutan niya, nasa section 4 po ninyo yun. Your responsibility to the public. May nakalagay pa nga doon eh, willful misrepresentation. Hindi niyo po dapat kinakalimutan na dapat meron kayong obligasyon sa publiko. Kaya sangkot din ang prangkisa ninyo. Ang sabi po ninyo ay balanse, objective. Bigyan ko po kayo ng halimbawa. Nung pumanaw po si dating secretary, hindi secretary, yung pong head ng Securities and Exchange Commission, si Attorney Perfecto Yasay. Ang headline po ninyo, ex-DFA Chief Yasay, o nga pala, ano pa siya, naging DFA nga po pala siya. ABS-CBN banner, ex-DFA Chief Yasay, who led Duterte's China pivot, dies. Lalagyan pa ninyo kasi ng... ewan ko kung bakit kailangan po yung lalagyan pa ng parang elemento ng... Kumpara po ninyo sa GMA. Sabi ng GMA, ex-DFA Chief Perfecto Yasay Jr. passes away. Hindi po dapat ganun nga. Yun po yung tama eh. That is the true and exact account of what happened. Pero ilalagyan mo pang who led Duterte's China pivot dies. What is the reason for this?
Your Honor, I'm not very familiar with that particular headline, but I remember seeing a headline in our digital stories that read, former DFA Chief Yasay passes away.
So,
Meron din po kasing iba-ibang entries sa
ito po
storya,
kasi,
Your Honor.
nasa online po ninyo eh. Ako po pagka sinasabi ko sa inyo, hindi ako magsisinungaling. Lalagyan pa ninyo ng flavor kasi. Lalagyan nyo pa ng palabok. Alam ba ninyo, ang katapat na parusa nun, halimbawa, ibibigay ko po sa inyo. Sabi nyo kasi kanina, sinusunod ninyo yung KBP Code of Ethics. Broadcast Code of the Philippines, 2007, KBP. Ang sabi po dun sa Article 7, Section 2, persons affected by tragedy or grief shall be treated with sensitivity, respect, and discretion. They should be allowed to suffer their grief in private. Pero kung lalagyan mo pang, ex-DFA Chief Yasay, who led Duterte's China pivot, dies.
Your
Ayun po
Honor,
ang
there was
style.
nothing malicious in that headline.
You will be the one to decide on that, Ms. Ging Reyes. Aren't we supposed to be the one to decide on whether or not there is malice in this?
Because there was none, Your Honor. That is a fact. He was at the helm
Kayo po ba ang,
Foreign Affairs Department.
kayo po ba ang magja-justify nun o kami?
Your Honor, we go through this editorial process every day. It is our job. And in headline writing, there are times when context is also needed. There are times when people noted or notable for certain achievements, those achievements are mentioned. It is not necessarily a negative thing, Your Honor.
Napaka-basic lang po ng comparison na sinabi ko. Namatay po yung ex-DFA head. Ang basic na balita, ex-DFA Perfecto Yasa dies. Walang problema ron eh. Pero kung sasamutan mo ng flavor, nagkakaroon po ng kulay. Yun lang naman po ang problema. Kanina po, well, may nagsabi po sa ABS-CBN, si Ginong Carlo Katigbak yata, we're making a public commitment na lahat po ng mga taong gustong magpaliwanag o kung kami man ay nagkamali, inaanyayahan po namin. Something to that effect, Mr. Katigbak, did you say that? Para makapagpaliwanag naman sa inyong istasyon.
We're making a public commitment po that any public official will be allowed to air their side on a story.
Yun nga, that's a
Apo.
commitment that you promise, an undertaking. Di
Yes
ba?
po.
Okay. Ang nangyari po kasi, parang it's too late in the day. Ang dami na pong nagkaroon ng sama ng loob. Yung sinabi ko pong isa-isa kanina, Congresswoman Janet Garing, Congressman Mike Defensor, Congressman Benny Abante, Congressman Bambol Tolentino, Congressman P.D. Barsaga. Meron po kasi tayong kasabihan, Mr. Chair. Bago nagsalakot ka, basa na yung tuktok. Napakahirap po kasi na ngayon lang natin gagawin para nagiging platitude. Sibulay, sabi nila. Parang cliche lang. Kasi bakit hindi po sasabihin ito? Kung babase po tayo sa Code of Ethics at saka yung strict ethical guidelines, sa tingin niyo po ba may ngipin yun? Ang broadcasting industry, kahit na print industry, ito po lamang ang industry sa ating bansa na walang regulation. Alam po ninyo yon. Sapagkat ang ating saligang batas gustong panatilihin yung freedom of the press. Kaya kung mapapansin ninyo, kayo lang ang industriya na talagang walang legislated regulations. So ang gagawin ninyo, self-imposed regulations, kunyari magkakaroon kayo ng Code of Ethics. Pero gaano ka-useful yung Code of Ethics? Kung ang pag-uusapan, di sana na-prevent lang lahat natin itong mga complaints kanina na isa-isang narinig natin. Kasi po,